Alright, we pulled the casting motor out. Now this has no leads on the other side. This is a surface mounted electrolytic. So what I'm going to try to do is take my little nippers and I'm going to try to cut the cap off, because if I can get to the leads, if I can leave just a little bit of the leads left, that will actually allow me to solder a new cap. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to nip it off at the top, and then we'll put my leads and attach it to the existing leads, and that will make this motor start to work again. I do have another motor just in case this one fails, but I really want to try to get this one restored. So this motor is working, but it's not working 100%. So if we can't get if this idea doesn't work, I do have another one. Okay, so I took my nippers, we popped the lead off. I've marked what side is negative and what side is positive. And not only that, you can tell the positive from where the lead is. These solid green lines, those are positive, and then the darker green is the negative lead. So what I'm going to do is solder my leads to the board there, and that should restore the motor. And if it doesn't, then we'll just swap them out. But I'm going to try, because I'm going to get my ironer hot now. So this is a 16 volt at 47 microfarads. So let's just replace that, and once we replace that, that will definitely restore our motor. So, or it should. So we'll be right back, okay? Okay, so here's what I've done. I've put a little bit of solder on each one of the existing leads, and it smelled like fish, so I had to clean the contacts a little bit, but then I was able to get the solder to stick. So that capacitor had been leaking a little bit, and I'm very surprised that this thing was even working at all. So now that we have this capacitor mounted the way I mounted it, we're going to go ahead and put this back in the machine, and we're going to fire it up, and we'll see if the motor came back to life. I'm pretty sure I got the positive and negative leads correctly, but if I don't, I can always reverse them and try it again. But I think they're on there correctly, so I don't think we'll have any more issues. However, I am worried a little bit about those, leads on the other, because there's a little corrosion. So I'll take some contact cleaner and kind of spray those and clean them a little bit. So we'll just clean them a little bit here, and we'll just there we go. So that'll kind of give it a little bit of a cleaning. It'll kind of help stop the corrosion from any further, because the corrosion can continue. So let's put this in, and we'll see if it worked. I've seen another guy do the same thing. There was another guy that I was looking at, and the guy did the same exact thing that I did. So anyway, let's see if it works. Let's put it back in. Okay guys, so we got it installed, and let's go ahead and flip it back over, and we'll see if it works. Alright, let's see if it worked. Moment of truth. Yep, it's working, and the picture quality has been restored. So I'm still having some dropouts. Seems like a lot of dropouts, but that might be the tape. So by replacing the capacitor, so basically because it was a surface mounted capacitor, there was no way to get to the leads on the other side. But by taking my diagonal wire cutters and nipping off the old cap, it left the existing leads. So I was able to solder a new cap in. So the solid, you remember that the little green stripe is usually, the green striped lead is usually the positive, and the dark green is usually the negative. So I did get the negative and positive correct, and we do have a good picture. You know, we might just go ahead and go into the head amp and, you know, maybe replace some of the caps, but I don't know if, I'm not sure if I even have, because a lot of times with the head amplifier they use a lot of those 10 volt caps with 10 volt at 47 microfarad caps. I don't have any of those, so I'll have to order them. But we'll see in the head amp. We'll take a look at it and see what kind of caps they are, because I don't know, if I don't have the right caps, I'm gonna have to order them, and we might have to make another video. But if you're wondering where the head amplifier is, this is the head amp right here. This is what sends the signal to the TV. So now that we have this thing to where it's completely working again, we are going to need to put some new grease on the gears here for the cassette housing, but we do have playing back good. Let's get my Indiana Jones. Because it's a factory cassette, so. There you go. Works pretty good, actually. Plays back fine. Good picture. So I would say that we restored this thing. I didn't have a voltage regulator, so we had to do whoops. Yep, we're gonna need to grease that. Yeah, see, that's getting hung up there. But you see how it goes green before the picture comes on? That kind of makes me think the head amp may need to have some stuff done. But this, basically, this cassette housing, you can see this old grease. You can see the grease is all dried up and stuff. So I'll have to put some new grease. But let's see if we can get it to eject. Sometimes I have to help it out a little bit, but anyway, that'll be it on this video. In the next video, we'll do part 3. So part 3 will we'll service it, and we'll clean the grease and put new grease on the gears and the cassette housing. We're going to take the old grease off of here and clean that as well, so we'll do a full service. But this thing is back up and running, guys. This is back up and operating like it should. So this thing had two problems: the power supply issue, and then it had the cassette housing issue. So, but it does work fine. So for right now, we are going to call this a successful repair, but it does need to have the yeah, we need to re-grease that cassette basket. That's what she looks like all put back together. So we're gonna go ahead and kind of end the video. And this is a machine that has been repaired, but it will still need to have maintenance done to it, because we haven't done any maintenance work to it. All we've done is make it work. So I'll see you later. So I'm just working on the head amplifier here, and what I did was replaced these caps, and these two caps I had to bend down because the shielding has to go on it. So these caps obviously would stick up if I didn't move them downwards. But these are the caps I replaced. There's only 3 caps. Well, there's actually 4, but this blue cap, that's called a high temperature capacitor. But there was only 3 regular caps. So this is a 50 volt at 1 microfarad, and this one's a 16 at 47 microfarads, and I think this one was a 6 volt, 6.3 volt. I didn't have a 6.3, so I put in 10 volt, and you can go up a little bit on the voltage, but try to stay, you know, it's really recommended that you stay with the exact voltage that the cap was. But I just didn't have one, so I had a 10 volt left, and I put it in. So we're gonna see if it works. So let's put I'm gonna put these are the plates, and one goes on the bottom and one goes on the top. You can see my halfway decent solder joints, and you know, sometimes I use quite a bit of solder, sometimes a little too much solder, and it kind of bubbles up, and sometimes I use just a tad too much solder, but it'll still be fine. So these are the capacitors that were bad. So actually this is here's a 10 volt, and that one was good, but these two, the yellow one and the little one right there, the two real little ones, the yellow and that real little one, those were registering bad, so they were open. So that was part of our issue with a bad picture. But we did restore some of the picture by replacing the cap on that motor for the capstan. So we're gonna go ahead, we'll put this back together, and we'll get a good view here of me putting it back together. I didn't show me soldering them in because I wanted to try to cut down on video time. But I think I'll just set the camera down right here and kind of give you guys kind of show you what I'm doing to get this thing. So we can throw those caps away. And let's get I marked this one bottom. So we'll just make sure that I get the right ones, as that just snaps into place. And then here's the wire coming from the video head, and this needs to be connected again. We'll reconnect it. Once I can get it. Come on. There. And then this little, there's a little tie down. This pushes down into the wire goes through this little hole. So, and then this little, there's a holder to hold the wire into place. And we'll just simply reattach the shield. I'll just make sure we got it on the right. We'll just snap that into place, just like that. And then you just put the screw back in. This one only had one screw holding it down, so we're gonna do that. I was gonna end the video, and then I thought, you know what, I might as well replace the head amp, the caps in the head amp, because we did have somewhat of a bad picture. So I thought, you know what, let's just do the head amp. Once you get the screw started, it'll be good. So let's go get a tape. I think I hooked it back up, so let's get I'll get a tape here. And I'll put my TV on the right channel here. Turn the volume down. I was watching a Blu-ray disc, so I just have to reconnect there. Plug in my machine, and we'll just see if we got a picture. We should have a picture, but you never know. Okay. Alright, we're gonna use Indiana Jones. So let's go ahead and we'll put this in. And still gonna have to do the re-greasing of the gears. I'm not sure why the screen goes green like that, but before it shows the picture, but it's actually improved. The quality of the picture has definitely improved. Let's go to a better scene, or see if we can get to the lighter scenes. Alright. It's pretty good. It's got good quality. There's no more. There's no more that silver streaks, and you'll notice that a lot of the where it was it looked like it was showing dropouts on the tape. Well, the tape didn't have that many dropouts. It was the head amplifier that was causing those little silver lines, those silver streaking. That was happening. So, but yeah, that's the head amplifier. It can give you, bad caps in the head amp. Can definitely give you poor picture quality, and sometimes it will give you no picture. So, but sometimes when your RCAs are not giving you output, you can go to the RF, and most likely the RF will still work. So sometimes, if you have a machine that is no longer putting output on the TV with the RCA, and you don't know how to fix it, and you don't want to try to fix it because you don't want to mess it up. If you don't know how to fix it, try hooking it up with the coaxial cable. But we fixed it. We fixed this one. So we just, as you can see, that grease is really just dried up. That grease is not much. That grease is crusty and needs to be replaced. So that's going to be the next thing that we do. Is I'm going to order some grease, and once I get my grease, and we'll do a greasing of the gears, and then we'll get our oil, and we'll do some other areas that will need lubrication, because gears require grease, but other moving parts require oil. So once we do that, we'll do the maintenance side, or the servicing of it. So servicing is basically your cleaning things, you're re-greasing, you're re-lubricating things. So we'll do a video on the service. But I just decided I was going to end the video, and I decided, nope, I'm going to go back in and replace the caps in the head amplifier. Now, one thing you gotta know is that, okay, now these are 105 degree caps, so make sure you get the right temperature caps, because there's 85 degree, there's 105 degree, so you gotta make sure you put the right ones in, because if you, let's just say that we put the 85 degree caps in the head amp, because I think they're 105 degree. I threw away the old caps, so I can't look, but I think they were 105 degree. But let's just say that this needed 105, right? Let's just say that I put 85 degree caps. What can happen? Well, those caps are going to be hotter than they're recommended. So if you've got 85 degree caps in something that's supposed to be 105 degree, you're going to burn up those new caps. And those new caps will burn up. So that's why you want to make sure you put the right capacitors back in the machine. So just keep that in mind when you're replacing bad capacitors. So, but I think this is going to be it. I think we're going to go ahead and call this a success. And but my ED beta is going to need the same exact thing. The cassette housing needs to be re-greased, because that one is having issues as well, loading and unloading the tape. And every once in a while, I have to open it up and give it a gentle push to get the tape out. So, but anyway, yeah, this will officially end this video. It'll end this particular video. So, I hope you enjoyed both parts. So, I think, I don't think I'm going to combine the two videos. I think I'll just separate the videos, because otherwise it'll just be really long. I don't know. We'll find out. So when you see the fully edited video, you'll know if I combined it all in one or if I put it in two parts. I haven't decided, but if you've got a Sony Betamax and you have any questions, if you got a machine that has failed and you'd like to know some ideas of what could be wrong with your machine, let me know. I don't mind helping people. If I can help you fix a beta machine, if I can help you fix a VHS machine, it doesn't matter what format VCR it is. If you need some help, I'll try to help you the best way I can. Now, obviously, I specialize in beta machines, so I know a lot about beta machines. I don't know a whole lot about the VHS mechanisms, but I have fixed VHS machines before, so, I mean, they're not really much different. I mean, yeah, the beta has a larger head and it's a U loading mechanism instead of the M loading mechanism, but the principle is the same. So, but if you got a VCR, whether it's Betamax or VHS, and you've got a problem, you need some help, just shoot me a comment and I'll try to answer you. I usually look at them about every day, sometimes every other day. But anyway, so I'm quite happy with the repairs that I've made to this thing today. So we went from something that was not working to something that is now working, but we still have to do a service on it.